Good morning. All clean shaven and double chin. Look at that. It is Wednesday, April 30th. Late start, 11:28 a.m. I've actually been out here for over 30 minutes. Declined probably 40 offers. Some of them were borderline takeable, but I was being picky. Didn't work yesterday. Planned to. I was only on schedule from 11 a.m. until noon, or till midnight. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. till midnight. For whatever reason, now you want to stop. For whatever reason, at 10:45, you can go online on DoorDash 15 minutes before your shift. So as soon as Dash Now popped on at 10:45, I hit Dash Now. And I finished getting ready or whatever. I left the house, got in my car. Oh my God, drove home. And turned on my app, and I was offline. It knocked me offline. Now, I don't know what happened. I had my phone in my pocket for a couple minutes when I was coming out to the car. So I don't know if somehow while in my pocket I like butt dialed to end the dash or something. I don't know. A couple times in the past I have been just randomly knocked off the schedule for the day after already having it turned on and turning on my dash. So it could have been another one of those instances. I don't know if it's a glitch, if they do it on purpose because it's slow and they just want to knock a couple people offline. I don't know. But anyway, so I ended up not even bothering to work. Well, I did. I went out. I did like 2 Uber orders. It was like $14 total that I made. And I just, in like 2 hours. So I just came home. It just wasn't worth it. So right now I got a Chipotle. Don't know if you can see it. No, you probably can't. But it's $13.50 for 6 miles double order. I only accepted it because they're both coming from the same restaurant. So that's how we're going to get the day started. Don't really have a goal of how much I'm going to try to make today. Haven't really thought about it. I got nothing going on other than picking up the wife and kid from school and work. But I'm going to be out here all day if I can be. So we'll go in here. How you doing? Thank you so much. We'll go in here, pick this up. We'll get rolling. All right, so I finished that Chipotle double order. And then I just did a Indian restaurant delivery. It was $9 for 5.2 miles. Okay dollars to miles. It was well over $100 worth of food. They only tipped like $6, I think. So pretty terrible tip based on the order size. But I'm getting a Chick-fil-A order right now. I'll let you know what it is. Whew, I need to not shave anymore. I screwed up shaving, so I had no choice. I had to just take it all off. But anyways, so I did that Indian restaurant order. Tip was underwhelming, but it was still like worth it, $1 to miles. It's just annoying, like when you do like a $130 order, and it's like you tip $6, like really? But whatever. I mean, the distance and the mileage was on par, so try not to worry about it. I ended up getting 2 orders from Chipotle, 1 Grubhub, 1 DoorDash. Grubhub was $8.50 for 6.5 miles. The DoorDash was $7 for 5.5 miles. And they were around the corner from each other. I'm talking literally not even a minute away from each other, which is pretty rare, but it's very nice when that happens. So got those delivered. It's 1:16 p.m. I've been out. I left the house about right at 10:45. I didn't really take an offer until like 20 after 11 just because nothing was good. And I was being greedy. I was being stingy. And I finally took that double offer for Chipotle. I'm at 39 something. I have another Chipotle here. $7.75 for 5.2 miles. It's just all right. Going back towards the house. It's 1:17 now. Daughter gets out of school at 2, so I'll probably just, if I don't get something right away when I drop this off, I'll probably just chill until I pick her up. But then I'll be back out. So I hate not being on the schedule until like 11 o'clock because I just feel like I'm trying to play catch up all day. But sorry about the beard. I know it's not as appealing. I used to look better clean shaven until I got fat. But we'll have to work on that. But it's just, I'm old and it hurts to exercise. So I need to overcome that. Went out yesterday with Peyton. Pitched her some softballs, played some catch. She improved a lot last year. Last year was her first year playing like organized softball. She could not catch at all. Like even like you underhanded the ball to her, she just struggled catching. If you've noticed, she has glasses, and she's basically blind to one eye. One of her eyes, like I think it's her left eye. She basically can't see out of it, even with the glasses, because her vision is like her one eye with glasses is 25/20 or 20/20. It's right there, about as good as you can get. But her other eye is like literally like 450/20. It's completely blurry. So with the glasses, with her lenses, it helps a little bit, but she really can't see. So I think depth perception is an issue when it comes to like hitting a softball or catching a softball. Although she hits pretty well for being so little. But anyways, last year she couldn't catch. This year, well, yesterday, I played some catch with her. I started off throwing them underhand. She missed some, but she caught a few. So I was like, okay, let me start throwing her a couple overhand. So I just kind of tossed her a few overhand, and she caught like 5 or 6 in a row at one point. So big improvement from last year, especially considering her catching hand has the broken pinky on it, which she's still going to physical therapy for. But it seems to be okay. Wasn't bothering her at all. So we had some fun. Went out and practiced for about 30, 40 minutes. Mowed the grass. I did the front lawn yesterday, did the back lawn this morning since I didn't have any, I wasn't on schedule until 11 both days because I screwed up when I was doing my scheduling. Every now and then, scheduling, for those that don't know, if you're not like a platinum dasher or don't have like high acceptance rate, you're like the last tier for scheduling, like you get the last choice. But in my market, as long as I'm on there right at midnight when the schedule comes available, I usually get 6 a.m. till midnight, my pick of the litter. I set my alarm for 11:59. I have 2 alarms just to make sure I get up, 11:59 and midnight. And every now and then, I'll just sleep through them, or like I'll shut them off, and I'll be so out of it that I don't even realize that I cut the alarms off, and then I'll wake up a few hours later like, oh shit, I forgot to get my schedule. So that's what happened 2 days in a row, and I was only able to get 11 a.m. to 12 midnight. So, and then I told you the fiasco of how it knocked me offline yesterday, which was really weird. So I ended up not working hardly at all. But anyways, so we're back at it today. Like I said, Chipotle 775, 5.2 miles. 63 degrees out, but it's pretty overcast. It's comfortable out. It's a little cool, but I'm not complaining. Starting to get this Mexico trip planned. Well, it's already booked or whatever, so it's planned, but I'm trying to figure out, those of you who travel, we like to travel frugally. So like we go on these 7-day vacations. We usually do 7 days to the Dominican or Mexico or wherever we go. And we try to avoid bags because they're expensive. Check bags like $50-$60 these days each way, like just to bring your shit. So we try to go, every airline does the free personal item with a backpack. So all 3 of us, we just stuff our backpacks, and we might usually do, I think normally we do one check bag and then just backpacks for the rest. This year I think we're trying to do it so we don't have any check bags. Not just because we're being cheap or frugal, but because we hate getting to the airport and having to drop the bag off and tag it, and it just takes time. Then you get to security, and then you got to pick up the bag when you get to the airport and just hope it's not lost. You know, it's just a lot of extra hassle. So you're paying for the bags, and you're also paying for extra hassle. So it's nice to get to the airport with just your backpack and just get straight into the security line and zip right through. So this is what we're trying to do. So the wife and I have been texting back and forth about sunscreen, because sunscreen is a necessity in Mexico. Now the resorts, yeah, they have gift shops, they sell sunscreen, but like a bottle of sunscreen, like a regular size, is like $30 at these resorts. So we're trying to factor, like, yeah, is it worth it to buy, like, to just pay for the bag and just bring our own sunscreen? Or can we just, load up on a bunch of travel size, like get like a dozen travel size little cans? We did that last year, and it seemed to work out. We're going to try that again. But I think last year we brought a carry-on, if I remember correctly. So I think we were able to stuff more in there. So it's going to be a challenge. But the last thing we want to do is is pack a bag. So we're going to try to backpack it. We'll let you know how that unfolds. Grub up, shut up. Also got the Cubs game here the day after tomorrow. Drive back. Sorry about that. We also got the Cubs game the day after tomorrow. So we got a rental car for that. Since we're having that issue with my car or whatever, this car. So we got a rental car for that. We're going to be tailgating and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll try to turn the camera on for that a little bit. Don't know how much I'll record because we will be inebriated most likely. But it should be fun. Like I said, we got Beyonce in 2 weeks. So we got that to worry about. And that's in Chicago. And it's the same weekend that the Cubs and White Sox play. So the hotels are like $500 a night. But obviously we're not doing that. So we're going to have to drive back. Figure that out. With this car, we can drive like 30 miles to a train. It's like $5 a person or something like that. Maybe $10 a person. It takes you into Chicago and back. Probably do that for the Beyonce concert, so we don't have to drive all the way in. So yeah, Peyton's birthday's May 22nd. We leave for Mexico May 26th. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. So stay tuned for all of that. Long-winded yap sesh, but just wanted to fill y'all in on what's been going on. We are approaching this customer. It's actually up here like after this light to the left. So I'm gonna have to turn the camera off and check the GPS. Welcome back to me and my fishing lure up above my head. I keep forgetting to move that. It is now 5:30 p.m. Last time I talked to you was before I picked up Peyton for lunch, or after school. I picked her up and we went out to lunch. We went to Culver's. She wanted Culver's, so I guess the school pizza was terrible today, so she was starving. So we went to Culver's, and she went over to a friend's house to play, so I went out and worked. And I did a couple offers. I up like $70. Nothing was crazy. You didn't miss much. However, this construction in this town is starting to get ridiculous. Now I get it. You only do construction in this town for like 6 months out of the year because it's freezing cold the rest. I'll turn your face. But I mean, they've got intersections torn up going like every direction. It's like they're diverting traffic all the way around. It's just, they're doing every road like all at the same time. And if you live in the Midwest or Northeast or even Northwest, you know how that can be. That's such a damn headache. But anywho, just trying to remember to take alternate routes whenever I'm trying to make these deliveries. I do have a Tom and Jerry's order in my car at the moment. It is $13.50 for 6.5 miles. Got that picked up, and there was an interesting situation at Tom and Jerry's when I was picking up. I was like the only one in there picking up, but there was a lady in the drive-thru. It's one of those restaurants where when they talk into the drive-thru speaker, you can hear them like in the restaurant because the microphone's really loud or whatever. And this lady was asking for a euro, pronouncing it gyro incorrectly, but she was trying to order a euro, and she wasn't being rude or anything. She was being polite, but she wanted to make sure that the exact same people that made the euro last night, because they made it perfect, we're gonna make her euro this time, and she had specific directions on how to make it, and it was the wildest thing I've ever heard in the drive-thru speaker. The manager happened to be on the headset taking the order, and I'm just like looking at him like, wow, and he's just like kind of looking at me and smiling like, yeah. And she was like, step by step, she wanted to know who was making the fries, she wanted to know their name, and like it was weird. It was so weird. But apparently she's a regular, so like they know how to deal with her, which is great. But I don't know how, those of you that worked in drive-thrus in the past, I've never done it. I've worked at Wendy's, but I never did drive-thru or anything like that back when I was in high school. I don't know how you do that with the headset on, talking to people that, I don't know, people are just so ridiculously dumb. and it's just dumbfounding to me how ridiculous some people can be. But anyways, we're going to deliver this Tom and Jerry's. Just thought that was a funny story I wanted to share, and I'll give you an update in a little bit. All right, well, we managed to drive all the way back to our spot from that Tom and Jerry's order. I picked up a, sorry, I got the Cub game going here. I picked up a Popeyes order. Not the Popeyes by my house, but there's another Popeyes up where I dropped that order off at. Literally around the corner. $7 for like 1.9 miles. That Popeyes used to be awful to pick up from. Like awful. Like the worst place in the area. Always out of everything. You know, a lot of Popeyes are kind of like this actually, but the one by my house has gotten better. Very rude. They ignore you on purpose, that kind of deal. So, but I accepted it just in case. I was like, you know, I'm right here. Let me accept it. Go check it out. $7 for 1 mile. Like, let me at least scope it out. I walk in there. There's like 6 people in line, and it didn't look like it was gonna be moving fast. So, I pretty much just walked in, turned around, walked out, and dropped the order. It was gonna be, I guarantee you, it would have been at least a 20-minute wait to get my order. So I went in and dropped that, drove all the way to this side of town, which took 20 minutes anyway. But I figured I'd get something on the way back. Didn't really get anything worth taking. But I did get this right when I got back to my spot. $17.75 for 6.3 miles, double order for Panda Express. So pretty good one. We're pulling into the parking lot. There's the Sweets and Eats spot that I pick up from all the time. Ramen and tea. I get orders from them occasionally. Not so much recently. I haven't had one from them in a while. I wonder if they stopped doing delivery. And then around the corner up here is the Charlie's cheesesteaks. So, and on the next building over is Red Robin, and right behind me, McDonald's. So there's all kinds of crap right here. But we'll go in here to Panda, see what's happening. Hopefully it's not too long of a wait. It looks like it might be. All right. So a little debacle unfolded at Panda Express with that double order. I guess I'll break down the details. I left a little bit out before I spoke to you last. What happened was I originally accepted a Panda Express order, $10.25 for 6.1 miles or something like that. And then I got a better Uber offer, almost $10 for like, what was it, 5 miles? It was not a big difference in the dollars to miles, but in the positioning was a big difference because they were going opposite directions. Uber order was going to put me in a much better spot. So I dropped the DoorDash, but then they sent it right back to me with that same order and another order stacked onto it. So it made it $17.75 for like 6.8 miles. So I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I'll just do that one. So then I went back and I dropped the Uber one that I had just accepted. So I get to Panda Express, as you know, as I showed you in the previous clip. And they go to tell me that the original order that I accepted the first time has already been picked up. I'm like, well, shit, that was like $10.25 for 6.1 miles. And the second order they gave me was actually a little bit further, and that only made it $17.75. So that's only like a $7 order to go like 7 miles, 6.8 miles or whatever. So she's like, well, this one was already picked up, so I'm sorry, but we don't have that, but here's your other one. So she gave me the second one. It's like, well, I'm like, well, if the good one's been taken, I don't want the bad one, you know? So I just handed it back to her. I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to take either of them because the one that's missing was the higher paying one, and this one's not worth it. She just like kind of looked at me confused, like, okay. Like, yeah, like, the only reason I took it is because it was a double order, so it's not even worth it now that the other order's been taken. And she's like, oh, okay. So I went ahead and dropped that. And then, as soon as I dropped that double order, they sent me another one for Chick-fil-A, 9 miles, $9 for 3.9 miles. That's what I'm delivering now. So, hope that makes sense. I know it was a little confusing, but you really gotta pardon my French, you gotta manipulate these apps, because if you don't, you're gonna screw yourself. And you know, I took a hit on completion rate a little bit since I dropped both of those DoorDash orders, but that's why I try to keep my completion rate over 95%. That way In a scenario like that, I can drop a couple orders and not have to sweat it. So, but now I'm down to like 93% completion rate. So that means I need to be more cautious with what orders I accept for the next couple days to get that completion rate back up. So basically, as long as you complete 90 out of 100 deliveries without dropping them, you're fine. You drop below the 90% threshold, and that's when you can get deactivated. So yeah, great story, I know. We're not too far from this customer now. I got to pull up the directions to make sure I don't overshoot it like I've done in the past. Good morning. It is the next day, as you can tell, May 1st. Happy May Day to those who celebrate. 8:38 a.m. I've done one offer already. I am on my second offer. Just wanted to close out the video from yesterday. I ended up making like $114 or something like that. I came out for dinner, did a few orders. It was pretty busy, but a lot of crap. Ended up calling the night about, I would say like 7 o'clock, and took Peyton out for a little treat. I took her out, little daddy-daughter date, I guess. We went to Chick-fil-A. They were giving away like free chicken tenders in the app, so we went up to Chick-fil-A and took advantage of that. And then we stopped by Cold Stone to get some overpriced ice cream. We each got like the small thing, what is it? Like it, love it, and gotta have it, or the 3 sizes or whatever. So we got the Like It. It was just a small little cup. And it was, for 2 of them, it was $18. It's crazy. But, you know, every now and then we'll splurge on Cold Stone, but definitely not consistently. So, yeah, that was my night last night. Out here today, it's a rainy day. Hopefully it's a prosperous day. Got the Cubs game tomorrow, which will be Friday. So if you like my videos, please subscribe, like, and comment. Beard or no beard? My guess is beard. But let me know in the comments. I'm gonna get rid of this double chin. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.